We got some really good news for Tesla stock investors, so it's just confirmed. This is gigantic success for Zod, and that's because if Elon Musk is game, we would be happy to explore insuring Tesla FSD miles for almost free. This is huge. So Lemonade is positioning itself as the insurance provider for Tesla Robotaxi and fully unsupervised FSD. They are saying we are starting to roll out direct integration with Tesla vehicles, removing the need for a UBI device in our pay-per-mile product. This makes activating Lemonade car on Teslas effortless and lets us cut hardware and shipping costs, helping lower price for Tesla drivers even further. Tesla's API also provides richer and more accurate driving behavior data than traditional UBI devices, enabling us to offer better rewards and discounts for safe driving and FSD usage. And this is all happening when V14 appears to be superhuman. Lemonade Insurance could be a great insurance partner for Robotaxi or unsupervised FSD, so Tesla can scale even faster. Eventually, probably Tesla is going to just self-insure everything, but having a third party that is willing to insure Tesla vehicles, that is definitely a good thing, especially when they said they're willing to do that basically almost for free. So I definitely want to hear how low we are talking about in terms of pricing. And so as I'm recording, Tesla stock is up 2.5% almost, so not a huge move, but it is definitely moving up. And as you can see, basically when people found out about this announcement, the stock started going up. And if you like seeing Tesla stock being up, make sure to click the like button right now and subscribe if you haven't yet. We are also seeing more good news. For example, Tesla extends Model Y L delivery estimates in China to December 2025, which is a sign of strong demand for this vehicle. And also something truly huge is happening at this very moment. And keep in mind, this is just with V13, seeing increasing sentiment around the internet about being unwilling to go without FSD. There's a bunch of people saying things like, I went a whole month without it. After my 3 months of free FSD, I caved in this month and paid the $100. Near forgot how to drive, missing my exits, can't live without it. I was planning on doing monthly, but I ended up buying FSD for $4,000 instead of $8,000. So after 3 years, I would be saving money. And knowing how good FSD V14 is, we are going to see a lot more of this with V14. So this is definitely very bullish for all of us Tesla stock investors. And if you think that Tesla's FSD development is just going to stop at V14, you are greatly mistaken. And when these robotaxis finally hit every single city in the US and we have no people inside Tesla vehicles supervising FSD, that is where the really big shift is going to happen. And mark my words, that day is coming and it is going to be inevitable. Now, I did see a few comments like this. That's the one bad thing with FSD. It has absolutely made me a worse driver. So many things I'm not used to thinking about while driving. And other people also admit that. I think for me, when I drive on FSD, I'm definitely a much better driver. When I drive without FSD, actually, I think for me, I feel like I pay even more attention without FSD if I ever need to drive without FSD. And the only reason why I would drive without FSD on at this moment, if I'm driving on V13, is because FSD in that particular situation doesn't work. And that means I was driving with FSD for a little while, and that means I am fully refreshed and or not tired, and that means I can pay attention better and drive better. So actually, even when I'm not using FSD, I think overall I am a better driver. And even if I had to go without FSD, if I went for a full drive, I think I would actually still be a better driver, because I just see, like with FSD, sometimes it just does certain maneuvers a little bit faster, or like it notices things before I do. So that makes me think, oh, I wasn't paying as much attention as I should. So when I drive regularly, I just need to pay even more attention now. But I think I'm more of an exception. But I feel like this sort of argument would be the same thing as, oh, you know what? Before we had our mobile phones, I was able to remember everyone's phone numbers. Why would you ever need to remember someone's phone number? I mean, maybe your spouse's or your mom's number. Okay, you remember your number and maybe one more person's, and as long as if you're in an emergency and you lose your phone and everything, you just know to call someone. You don't need to remember 10 numbers. So I think it's fine. Also, it is just a matter of time before V14 now truly goes wide, and we are getting some interesting reports from Tesla directly, but it is time to hug your FSD V13 tightly because its days are numbered. But it's just phenomenal what V14 accomplished, because you got to keep in mind, it runs on just mere 160 watts hardware 4. And directly from Tesla, Ashok, who basically leads the whole full self-driving development, Tesla, he says FSD V14.1.2 going to early access today. Before basically we just had V14.1.1, and it will debut a much-awaited feature. And now, after everyone wondering what is it and guessing it's summon and banish, actually it's a different feature. But certainly everyone was so excited about this new version, and for a good reason. And so what is this new Mad Max mode? Well, Sawyer just received this version, and basically it introduced a new speed profile Mad Max, which comes with higher speeds and more frequent lane changes than Hurry. This is the third actually FSD software release in just the last 8 days. So Tesla is really cooking with these quick releases, and this reminds me of the first V12 release a little bit, and Tesla was doing these quick updates, and we saw substantial improvements with almost all of these versions. Not every single version, but the improvements were quick, and that was very good. I feel like we are going through the exact same thing right now with V14, and we should have the wide release very soon. And we will go through some of the experiences that people are having with Mad Max mode. And speaking of mad analysts, Barclays analyst Dan Levy has raised his Tesla stock price target, which normally you would think is good news, and it is, because it still brings up the average price target for Tesla stock from Wall Street, but his price target is $350. It's up from $275. He says Tesla enters Q3 earnings with two contrasting stories, namely an AI accelerating autonomous and AI narrative bolstered by Elon Musk's proposed compensation package. The firm is expecting a Q3 EPS beat supported by gross margin and volume strength, but is leaning neutral to slightly negative into the print following a recent rally given its muted view on fundamentals going forward, the analyst added in a preview. No mention of FSD at all, or V14. Truly, there's I feel like some analysts are stuck on like irresponsible Mad Max mode, but like negative. The reviews what I'm seeing about Mad Max mode from Tesla, they're actually good, but some of these analysts actually, when I think about this, a lot of these analysts still being so negative about Tesla, that is just creating a buying opportunity because they are so ignorant. Now, I'm not saying that Tesla cannot fall down temporarily. In fact, Tesla stock is and always has been very volatile, and so that is expected. But in the long term, we are going up, way up. And by the way, this is actually such a huge development that's happening right now. This has de-risked Tesla stock in a pretty significant way. Kamala Harris says she thought it was a big mistake to not invite Elon Musk to the White House when the Biden administration did a big EV event. I'm pretty sure she only is saying this right now, not because she changed her mind, but because it's what she thinks is going to get her more political power. Here he is, a major American manufacturer of extraordinary innovation in this space and in space. And the fact that he was not invited on merit, a president of the United States, I believe, has to put aside political loyalties. I don't think she actually believes that. But the thing is, almost no politician believes in much of what they actually say. they will just say whatever will get them into power. But the fact is, and this is good for Elon Musk, very good, and good for Tesla stock, good for SpaceX, good for all of Elon's companies. The courting of Elon Musk has officially begun. Kamala Harris apologizing to Elon Musk is a massive de-risk long-term for Musk industry. There's a courting process happening on both sides of the political spectrum. They both realize that Musk industry will be a massive boom to the US economy. This clears the pathway for Musk and all of his companies to be treated fairly, which has not been happening most of the time, and one could say advantageously, in regulatory environments, regardless of who is in office. What does this mean? A clear pathway for Robotaxi everywhere, clear pathway for hundreds of Starships launches per year, etc. Really big deal. Now, some people are saying, dude, it's just Kamala regretting and throwing shade at Biden. The new Democrats there are some insults being thrown here. This is the type of rhetoric that will allow them to decouple from the extreme left. It's obvious the DNC is trying to reimagine itself. And here's just one example of why I don't think she believes in what she just said. She wasn't apologizing before she lost the election. The current president's entire campaign is in service of people like Elon Musk and himself, self-obsessed rich guys who will sell out the middle class and who cannot run a live stream in the year 2024. Frankly, I don't really care about her opinions, but the thing is, very clearly, the political, let's call it potential political damage of being associated with Elon Musk now is going down if you do happen to be on the left. And if she really thought that it was such a big mistake to not invite Elon Musk to the EV summit, you know, to the summit where the biggest EV manufacturers go, knowing that Tesla was and still is the biggest EV manufacturer in the US by a lot, and not even inviting him. If that was really a mistake, why didn't she just say it earlier? And the thing is, at that time, Elon Musk wasn't even that entrenched in politics, so it wouldn't have really cost them many political points, or almost any political points, to just say, oh, you know what, we thought about inviting Elon Musk, and I thought it would be a good idea to invite Elon Musk, but you know what, in the end, it was decided he would not be invited. Okay, well then, I would believe you. Now I do not believe you, Kamala. So that was truly a mad decision to not have Elon Musk at the summit. And speaking of mad, Max, the dirty Tesla account, had this to say about this update. Don't get me wrong, the rapid updates and already adding features is great, and I appreciate the hard work, but hurry was already pinned at 85 miles per hour for me on the freeway. Even chill mode drives over the speed limit, but I'll take it and give it a spin. He says, hey, we know the car is speeding and you would like to be able to set a max speed, and we understand. So we have introduced Mad Max for faster speeds. This is Tesla's response. But then he says, it's actually safe enough for a wide release. FSD with Mad Max mode is actually safe for a wide release. That's insane. FSD Mad Max Zach on V14.1.2 isn't just fast, but most importantly, it's still very safe. So it's more than one person saying it's actually safe. It won't cut people off or make any dangerous decisions. It is assertive, and its lane changes are very thought out too. Now, this is just beautiful. The one thing that sometimes I dislike a little bit about Tesla's hurry mode is at times it's a little bit too aggressive for my liking, but it seems like Mad Max maybe is not going to upset people in certain situations as much as maybe V13 on hurry mode. V13 on hurry mode, by the way, for me is overall very good, but I'm just nitpicking here a little bit. And Zach here on the latest FSD version on Mad Max drove an hour through LA traffic without any human input, zero. Lane changes and selection were awesome, super assertive, and Mad Max mode made its way through traffic perfectly and moved over for lane-splitting motorcyclists. The profile actually rocks. Zero brake setter or hesitation. It's really great. Send it to everyone. And he posted a video of, oh wow, this is nice. Okay, this is great. It changed lanes. All right. Okay. I like it already. And here, this version perfectly moves over for a group of lane-splitting motorcycles before I can even see them. This is great. Now, this is the kind of thing that everyone needs. It's difficult to see these motorcycles. Like, if you're just looking at the vehicle in front of you because you're wondering, oh, is this vehicle going to brake? And then you just see motorcycles just zoom by you. But FSD actually just sees it way ahead of time. This is amazing. And FSD has basically now gone from 99% to 100%, says this account. Robotaxi has gone from 0 to 1. Optimus is next. Now, we still got a lot of work to do with FSD and deploying Robotaxi and everything, but oh my God, the feedback from everyone is pretty cool and good. FSD now drives me from driveway to the parking spot, garage, wherever I choose to go. 100% of my miles are now able to be on FSD V14. Game changing. But maybe it's just the dirty Tesla account and just Zach. Maybe it's just these two people. Well, no, Nick says Tesla V14.1.2 Mad Max mode is insane. FSD accelerates and weaves through traffic at an incredible pace, all while still being super smooth. It drives your car like a sports car. If you're running late, this is the mode for you. Well done, Tesla AI team. Epic. Yeah, and this is just not going to get old for a little while, but FSD V14 handled a drive-through perfectly. So this guy Devin posted about this, and you can see so many examples and so many posts about this. It's still, every time I see those, I'm still so amazed. Like, what? You figured this out? Now, unfortunately, I checked and I don't have V14 yet. I feel sad. Someone asked Grok, what can you do to get V14 faster? It says, well, for instance, DMing Dirty Tesla has been repeatedly mentioned as a way to request addition to the early access list of users reporting successful approvals, leading to immediate updates like V14.1.2. Also, you may try to engage accounts like Holmar's blog or Sawyer. Maybe that is going to help. This is not my opinion. This is Grok4 saying this, so just an idea for all of you guys who are mere peasants like me who don't have access to V14. In the meantime, we have Waymo here having what appears to be a full seizure on the streets of LA. All right, what is it doing? Okay. Well, at least it's not crashing, right? So at least that's okay, but yeah, what was all of this? All right, Tesla just rebranded rideshare fleet support to Robotaxi fleet support and added new Robotaxi fleet support supervisor and Robotaxi operations manager roles in Texas. Definitely something big is brewing here. Huh? They have positions in Houston. All right, my friends in Houston, I have a lot of them in Houston. We are going to experience Tesla's Robotaxis soon, probably very soon. I'm looking forward to this. And then check this out. Cybercab has been spotted being tested at Fremont. The car looks beautiful, definitely. It's a 45-second video of it being tested. Omar would like to reserve one already. Now, Farzad here is saying, I wonder how it's making those maneuvers. Basically, he's implying it has a steering wheel, and maybe it does. Farzad did make quite a few arguments why it should have a steering wheel. But definitely everyone is excited about all of this. And certainly the Cybercab being tested can only mean one thing. It's the release of the Cybercab to the public, basically, or the release of the Cybercab on public roads as a robotaxi. That is coming. And so Farzad here dives deeper into why the Cybercab will have a steering wheel. If the Cybercab is really built to have no steering wheel and pedal, why use glass for the front windshield and doors? Why have a hood? Why can't you just make it more aerodynamic since you don't need a windshield? There's nothing about this car that is optimized from a first principles perspective to be a level 5 self-driving car outside of not having a steering wheel and pedal, which costs like, I mean, I can buy a steering wheel with pedals for like a PC computer for $50 to $100, so it's not really that much money. I mean, I'm talking about a toy, so an actual steering wheel and pedals for a car would cost a little bit more, but not that much more. And Eric, Cybercab lead engineer, actually replied, I'm very interested in what your first principles based idea of a level 5 self-driving car is and why now? Farzad replies with, I just don't understand why you would make such a banger form factor and not put a steering wheel and pedal in it. You will literally have zero downtime at the line for infinity, and you won't be at the mercy of regulators. Seems like Eric gave up here. If it helps you, you should see the form factor as beautiful integration of design, occupant packaging for autonomy, operating efficiency, and vehicle function. But then on the other hand, Omar is not holding himself back. He's firing shots left and right. You gotta see this. I'm convinced that Tesla will sell a mega pack with a steering wheel attached. Think about it. These things take a long time to install. With a steering wheel, you could cut installation time in half. I like Omar. I'm convinced that Tesla will sell their Optimus robot with a steering wheel. Think about it. The AI won't be able to do everything itself. Adding a steering wheel will allow us to sell Optimus in Europe much sooner. I'm convinced that Tesla will sell the Robovan with a steering wheel. People would love a Tesla van that they could use to drop their kids off at school. Think about how fun this thing would be to drive. Okay, and then Bradford has a different view. I agree with both Farzad and Eric. It's possible to hold two contradictory thoughts at the same time, which this is actually what they found to be the #1 trait of self-made billionaires. It's a good book, Self-Made Billionaire Effect. If you want to get rich, you should read that. #1, the Cybercab is engineering perfection. #2, what will Tesla do if NHTSA doesn't lift the 2,500 limit for cars without steering wheels? I think actually this is the main reason. Once you have all the regulations sorted out, and we have tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of robotaxis on the roads, and it's very clear, it's very safe. I think then we can do one more iteration of the robotaxi and then design everything about it to be a Robotaxi, which is basically what Farzad is suggesting. So I do like Bradford's opinion here. With no change to FMVSS, Tesla cannot run more than 2,500 vehicles with no steering wheels or pedal in their autonomous fleet. Tesla could make more than 2,500 with no steering, but they couldn't use them nor sell them. And then that's the point of that. Now, maybe there is a secret plan for FM, VSS limits to be lifted last minute. Otherwise, the plan to hope they change the rules is misguided. I think Bradford here is making good sense. One things for Zad will be joining Gary Black. Oh, and then Peggy has a great point. Many people would definitely buy a Cybercab right now with a steering wheel. He says, I know the purpose of a Cybercab is to be a fully autonomous vehicle, and I love that, but I would buy one now if they made it with a steering wheel and pedals. Now, I think it depends on how much would it be, and my assumption is $25,000-ish, certainly less than $30,000, I would assume. Yashu says, I agree. Farzad is going to be proven eventually. Elon always pushes his team to the maximum without an out clause. That has happened quite a few times. That is true. But the team sometimes really pushes back. Like, for example, Elon did not want to make the Model Y. And the team pushed so hard against Elon that they actually still made the Model Y, the best-selling vehicle in the world. And that was a good outcome, I think. So sometimes it's good that the Tesla team pushes back against Elon. Okay, and Tesla's earnings call is going to be next week. And so here we have a list of questions that the Tesla investors want to be answered. Number one, what are the plans for new car models? Will Tesla build compact car models leveraging the unboxed Cybercab platform? Will Tesla build a traditional SUV and pickup truck in the Cybertruck platform? I do like these questions, and I expect Tesla and Elon Musk to completely dodge these questions. And the reason why I think the Tesla team will not try to answer this question really is because if they do announce or say, yeah, we are going to make a new, more affordable model, then that's not good for the current sales. Number two, what are the latest Robotaxi metrics? Fleet size, cumulative miles, rides completed, intervention rates, and when will safety drivers be removed? I do like the question, when will the safety drivers be removed? But I think the answer to that question is, I don't think Tesla really knows itself. What are the obstacles still preventing unsupervised FSD from being deployed to customer vehicles? Okay, I do, well, I guess interventions is really the answer, but I do like that question overall. Number three, what are the present challenges in bringing Optimus to market, considering app control software, engineering, hardware, training general mobility models, training task-specific models, training voice models, implementing manufacturing, and establishing supply chains? I do want to hear more about the Optimus bot. So I do like this question overall. Number four, what is demand backlog for Megapack, Powerwall, solar, or energy storage systems? With the current AI boom, is Tesla planning to supply power to other hyperscalers? I think the energy business is still going to grow a lot, and it would be great to hear a little bit more from the Tesla team about what's going on over there. I expect mostly positive things about this. But also, the Tesla bot. Now that Elon Musk has his compensation package secured, the new one, and he does seem very motivated to me, and I think this is the Tesla bot. Before Elon had his compensation package secured, you know, I wasn't really, if it happens, it happens, it's great. But now I am more and more convinced that Elon Musk is actually going to make this a very successful product that Tesla will make a lot of money from. And this may take a long time, but I think he is actually going to keep that product inside of Tesla. I don't think that Elon Musk is going to start another competing company against the Tesla bot. It would have been nice though that if somehow Tesla could have owned a much bigger portion of XAI, because XAI likely is going to supply some of the software for Optimus, and I would like all of that to be inside of at Tesla. Number five, can you share the progress of Robotaxi expansion? What cities will be expected to have a Tesla Robotaxi fleet deployed by the end of this year? I do like this question, and I think we saw glimpses like Houston in the screenshot that I showed you earlier. So basically, wherever you see Tesla hiring people, that's where you see they will deploy. But I do want to hear about this directly from Tesla, and now we only have a few months before the year ends, so this is rather short term, and what they see short term is usually pretty accurate. Number six, what is your projection for when FSD will allow for unsupervised driving? You know, for Elon, I think the timelines are not exactly reliable, but if Ashok could actually give us a timeline, I would probably trust that a lot more. So I would actually like the Tesla team to answer this question, not so much Elon Musk, but I would still like to hear from Elon Musk. But I would also like to hear from the team. Number 7, instead of trying to replace hardware 3 with hardware 4, why not give an equal incentive to trade in for a new vehicle? I do have one hardware 3 vehicle. It would be nice if Tesla would give an option to do that. Like, we can either upgrade your hardware later, or you can trade it now and get this credit. I would appreciate that. Ooh, Gary Black actually really liked these questions. He said these are very good for once. All right, so the Wall Street likes these questions. Omar says mostly stupid questions. I think the questions were okay. Someone has a good point about the earnings. I love how everyone gets bearish on Tesla every single Thursday, the week before earnings, even when it's historically actually good later, every time, every earnings, every single time back since before 2019. No, I definitely remember when Tesla stock dipped after earnings. Yeah, that has happened. And now the lottery has begun. Tesla has started sending invitations to the winners of the random drawing to attend its annual shareholder meeting on November 6th. And then some quick news here. Healthcare workers in the US can now get a $500 discount toward any new Tesla vehicle purchase, $1,000 Canadian for those in Canada. Okay. And then some really good news here. Tesla FSD gets first rave reviews from media outlets in Japan. As per the publication, FSD demonstrated excellent situational awareness and smooth control, at times even performing better than a human driver. Obviously. FSD was also credited for properly reacting to sudden unexpected things on the road. As per the FSD review, for example, a bicyclist suddenly came barreling into a crosswalk at high speed from the Tesla's blind spot. The vehicle recognized the cyclist immediately and responded in a safe and proper manner, prompting the reviewer to exclaim, "Wow." That sounds, he probably did it like in an anime voice, like, "Wow." And then the vehicle ahead of the Tesla started backing up to perform a turnaround on a narrow street. Unexpectedly, FSD smoothly halted to avoid a collision. Overall, the reviewer noted that during the 30-minute drive, the Tesla Model 3 running FSD did not require a single intervention. And then Sawyer here is trying FSD's max mode in a garage for the first time. He initially wondered why he drove all the way to the top level, but there was an access point into the main building from there, so it actually successfully navigated and chose the best level to be on. How amazing. FSD is getting ridiculously smart. It knows what to do before you know it, and I just love seeing this. This is amazing. Oh, also to help Frazat's point about the steering wheel in the Cybercab, which might actually turn out to eventually be the $25,000 car. And I did talk about before how there might be enough space to actually put seats in the back as well. You might need to make a few changes, like make the trunk smaller and stuff like that. But you can basically use the same platform probably. And look at this. Can you see this? This mirror, this side mirror, why do you think you need the mirror for a Robotaxi? I think actually mirrors are more expensive than steering wheels and pedals. I was a bit surprised to learn about that. Then I had to replace one of my mirrors. I'm like, how much is this? What? Really? So not having mirrors would probably save more money than not having a steering wheel and pedals. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think it's very likely. At least would be a similar amount of money. And so why have the mirrors but remove the steering wheel? I think is because it's very likely that the Tesla is going to turn this into a consumer vehicle as well. And as you know, I believe the Tesla stock is going to $1,000 per share, but I will be updating that price target and I will post that on my Twitter or X account. There's a link down below in the description, and the link is also pinned in the comment at the very top. So follow me on X if you haven't yet, because that's exactly where I will post the new price target. My name is Matt Postius, and I will see you in the new video probably on Monday.